And we are just going to do some deep breathing, and we're going to let go all the cares and concerns of the past week. So you may want to just gently close your eyes, maybe put your feet on the floor, just rest your hands. And let's take in a deep breath and just let it go. And another one. Just let it go. And as you do, just think of a word that puts you at peace, that you can come back to if your mind starts to wander. Just think of that word. And now let us just start at the top of our head and just relax all those little muscles in the forehead and the scalp and the eyes and down through the cheeks and the mouth. And as we breathe deeply, we let go of the shoulders, just let them go. Relax all the little muscles in the back, the shoulders, the arms, especially the eyes, and down through our torso. Let's just feel that solar plex and just let it go. Relax. And we feel ourselves relaxed on the chair down through the legs, the ankles, and the feet. We are just completely at peace. Letting go. And we begin to bring our attention to that spot in the center of our forehead, that third eye. And we begin to see inner peace. And as we are here in this inner space, we're going to take a few moments and just surrender all our cares, our issues, our concerns. We're going to just turn them over and let them go. And now we come back to that word that centers you. And we feel that peace. And we say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, that dwells within and without. Thank you, Spirit. And we know as we go forward this week, we can come back to this inner peace and breathe at any time. At any time. And so now as we carry this peace forward into our lives, let us begin to gently come back into this time and space, feeling renewed and refreshed and supported. And so it is.
Thank you, Cheryl. That was perfect. And good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us in this spirit of perfect harmony. We are the Center for Spiritual Living West Georgia. We study and practice the philosophy and science of the mind we know as God. And with our spiritual presence and our participation in our service here this morning, we create a higher state of consciousness, rise above any negative energy we may have experienced this past week. We know everything in the universe is made up of energy. So we practice that philosophy and science by our presence. And as we proceed with our service, we will pass it on to our president, Sandy.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Is everybody ready for the Super Bowl? Yes. Dale is back here clapping, and I want to introduce him. Dale Williams is our speaker today, our guest speaker, and he is coming to us. He's a practitioner of long standing from Spiritual Living Church in Atlanta. So please welcome him.
Good morning. Come on, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, everybody woke up. Okay, now it's time for treatment. So I'm gonna ask that you get comfortable and get quiet and leave all the outside stuff outside. And let's go into that special place where it's only you and God. This is what I know. That there is one source, and the source is called by many names. The source is called by Elohim, it's called by Yahweh, it's called by Yahshua, called by Allah, Buddha, Krishna, divine intelligence, infinite divine mind. It is the reason for the season. And I am so grateful to know today that I am a manifestation of God's idea. Ernest Holmes says there's a power in the universe greater than I am, and I can use that power. So in knowing that I can use that power, I step into that power. That power is my divine right, my divine inheritance that cannot be taken away, no matter the situation. For I know today that I am a drop in the ocean that has the mighty ocean in my drop, and you can no longer separate me from God than you can separate air. So I'm grateful today. I'm whole today. I'm free today to know that I am enough just the way I am. And that I serve a God that is loving and caring and compassionate and understanding and forgiving. And that my divine inheritance is freedom, is peace, is joy, is happiness. So today, we're going to celebrate our happiness. We're going to celebrate our wholeness and our oneness, because we're just as important as everything that exists in the universe. We're just as important as the sun, as the moon, as the stars, as the constellations, as the birds, as the trees. For we are a manifestation of the divine idea of all there is. And that divine idea is infinite, it's eternal, it's everlasting, always was, always is, always will be, and never can be destroyed. So we lay that seed down, knowing that what we put in the universe comes back. We're here today for clarity of the mission, clarity of the purpose, understanding how deep the love truly is, and how we can change us and change the world around us. I'm so grateful to know that today. I'm so grateful to stand here in witness of that today. And if you agree with me, let us say together, and so it is.
And so it is.
Good morning, everybody. Ready for our vision and mission statement? I'm getting a little bit ahead here. Sandy, you gonna lead that? The vision and mission statement? Yeah.
If you'd all please read with me. This is our vision and mission statement, and stand if you would like. We'll read together. CSL West Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teachings, we provide a safe environment to experience compassionate living. I believe there is one creative intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe my purpose is to allow this divine mind to express in, as, and through me. I know that this divine presence is a power for good, which responds to my conscious use to create a life filled with health, love, peace, and success in all things. I use it now, and I rejoice in it. And so it is.
And remain standing, please, and sing with us The Face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love. One more, face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. It's sounding good. Now you're glad you got out of bed in the rain and came, aren't you? Yeah. All right.
Good morning, everyone.
Today's reading comes from the site of Law of Attraction and Abundance. The reading is entitled The Gift of Grace by Judy Luca. Let us relax as we relate to the mind of the author. Grace sleeps peacefully in your heart, awaiting your gentle embrace to awaken it. The gift of grace. The winds of grace are always blowing, but you have to raise the sail. The gift moves across the waters, but we must be willing to receive them. And that's a quote from Ramakrishna. What is grace? The Merriam-Webster Dictionary says grace is a virtue coming from God. Ernest Holmes states, grace is, but we need to recognize it. I think grace is in each one of us. It is always there for us to tap into and experience. When we walk in awareness, when we walk in love, when we walk in light, or when we walk in faith, we also walk in grace. When we walk in grace, there is a certain effortless to our journey. The road is a little smoother, the water is calmer, the sun shines a little brighter. Magic and miracles seem to be present in our lives on a regular basis, and doors appear where we once thought there were none. Grace is a gift to be nurtured and allowed to expand in our life. One of my favorite songs, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. Grace is that sweet sound that your soul sings in you and whispers in love. It comes from the infinite intelligence, the creative mind, the source of all that is. It comes from God, or whatever name you choose to express the power and presence that is ever present forevermore. Grace is the love and guidance that flows from the divine to you and through you. It speaks to you when you are still enough to hear it. To experience more grace in your life, you must open your heart to receive it. Put your hands on your heart, breathe into your heart, feel the warmth and glow surround you. Listen to the still small voice inside of you and let your heart speak to you. Hear the message and allow your life to be guided by the purpose and purest love that resides in everyone and at the very core of everyone's being. Grace is at the center of your being, but you must be open to receive it. Open your heart and let grace flow from you. Let grace move you through life easily and effortlessly. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Well, Valentine's Day is Tuesday, in case you didn't know. And it's a month I like to celebrate love. And this is a song I wrote called The Power of Your Love. It's sort of a quiet, meditative song. So I invite you to sing along or close your eyes or whatever you'd like to do. The power of my love, the power of my love, the power of my love. I can heal the world. I open up my heart. I can heal the world. The power of your love. The power of your love. The power of your heal the world. Open up your heart. You can heal the world. So let us send all of our love out into the world, to Turkey and Syria and the Ukraine. The whole world needs our love, and we have so much to give. The power of our love. 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 We can heal the world. Open up our hearts. We can heal the world. When we are one heart, we can heal the world. When we are one heart, we can heal the world. Thank you.
Good morning once again. I too want to say, let me get my water, my sinuses. Sorry about that. I too want to wish everyone happy Valentine's. Again, my name is Dale Williams, and I am a practitioner with CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living. My license is held with Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta, and my pronouns is he, him, and his. And today my talk will be about divine grace, how it just keeps on shining, keeps on giving. It's more energized than an Energizer bunny. It just keeps on keeping on, and I'm so grateful. You know, I first started this journey in 2010 when CSL was at the Woodruff Arts Center. And how I came to Science of Mind, I grew up as a Southern Baptist. We have a church in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is my hometown. And it's celebrating 76 years. But as a member of that church, I did Bible study, I sung in the choir, I participated in the plays, I did everything that was required of First Family and the descendants of the First Family. But out of all I did, I still didn't belong. Because the philosophy that we were giving was a philosophy of hell and damnation. And I couldn't understand why an innocent child had to listen to so much hell and damnation, and I couldn't even tie my shoes. And my path was already made out for me. And I'm like, okay, well, how loving is this God? How loving is this worshiping, this energy that is supposed to be the creator of all things? And I was so confused about that, you know. And so when I came to my first meeting at the Woodruff Arts Center, and this was like 2010, and I walked into the hallway, and when I walked into the hallway, I seen all ethnic groups. I've seen gay, straight, black, white, down low, don't know, whatever the situation was. But everybody was getting along. Everybody was hugging, and they wasn't patting you on the back like you they was trying to burp you, but it was a loving hug. And a lot of people were there just for that hug. A lot of people come today just for that hug. There's something about a spiritual hug. Spirit recognizes spirit. And when you love me from the heart, my heart knows that. I don't have to think about it. I know it. See, we spend too much time thinking and not enough time knowing. See, I know today who I am and whose I am, and that's what set me free. I don't have to guess today, and I don't have to be like you to be me, that until I get to go inside and begin to understand who I am, because society didn't teach me to love me. Society portrayed me as something dirty and evil and not to be trusted. But if I'm a manifestation of God's idea, I'm all love and I'm all good. But I need to know that. And when I know that, I can share that, because I can't give you what I don't have. And when I went into the meeting, that my first meeting, and I heard Reverend David Alt get up to speak, and one of the songs that we were singing today, one of our songs, Reverend David Alt, he sung in that song, I think it was 20 years ago when that song came out, and he doesn't like for us to say that he was in that because it tells his age, but you know, it is what it is. So when I went in and I heard a whole sermon, and I didn't hear the word hell or damnation. I'm like, okay, I think we might have something here. You know, because I'm so tired of that. I'm about drunk of this hell and this damnation. I'm like, God, you know, and so even though it wasn't like the traditional church and it was over in an hour, in our church, it just got started in an hour. The first hour was singing and praising and shouting and walking up and down, speaking in tongue and hallelujah and all that. Not to knock it, but you know, but here, when Reverend David got up and spoke, he said what he had to say, and then we had the rest of the day to go live it. See, what I like about this teaching is that when we come here, you know, in the military, they taught us how there was a thing called basic training. There were some basic things that you need to know to survive. And in Science of Mind, when we go through classes, and Reverend Merle was talking about it last Sunday, the 4 chapters in the beginning of the Science of Mind, you know, those are the basics. And the basics is important because we need to know how to protect ourselves for the journey that we're going to embark on. And I was told that your chances of going to a gunfight with a butter knife is not very good. So it's real important that I come in here and I educate myself and I learn myself and I know who I am and I allow myself to go within my authenticity and I break away from all that negative stuff that got the world in the way the world's in, so that I can do what I was sent here to do. I'm here to do God's business. I'm here to love, but I have to first love me before I can love you. And when I learn how to love me, then I understand about a conversation and a relationship. In order for there to be a good relationship, we have to be on the same level. Sometimes I have to come up, sometimes I have to come down. And sometimes I can be in it and just not say nothing, just lend my ear. Because God will whisper in that ear. God will give me everything that I need in every moment. Because there's no time that I'm never without God. God is in my heartbeat. God is in my brain waves. I understand today that the scientists tell us that there's 100 trillion cells in the human body. God's thumbprint is on every one of them. So we're never alone. That God loves us so much that not only did he give us a universe within a universe, and the body is that universe, but he's also given us his name. The I am. I is the individual, am is the universal. And he gave us that, he gave Moses that name. And Moses, and when he went up to get the covenant and he came down, he says, who should I say sent me? He says, tell him I am sent you. I am sent you. So I am, and anything after I am becomes my reality. I am happy, I become happy. I am sad, I become sad. So there's power in the I am. That's those 2 of the most powerful words in our language is I am. So I'm so grateful for that today. And when I walked in the hallway, not only did I see people hugging each other, but I felt the vibrations of the love that was in there, that people were genuinely happy. People were genuinely looking. People were happy because they found something. The spirit recognized the spirit, and the spirit was I seen spirits in there smiling. That we can take off the mask and I can get real. I can talk about the confusion. I could talk about the hurt. I could talk about the shame, because this was not a place where we would come judge you. Because Ernest Holmes tells us that heaven and hell is a state of consciousness. It's not a place. It doesn't have an address. It doesn't have a mailbox. It doesn't have a bank account. Just like the devil. Devil is only as powerful as the energy that you feed it. So I'm glad today to be able to come to a place to know that. And once again, my name is Dale Williams, and I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, born in 1957. I know I look good. And my mother comes from a family of 14. My father comes from a family of 14. Both was born in 1926 in Alabama. In my family, there were 3 brothers and 2 sisters. 2 years ago, God sent me a message to go get my brother, which was up in Michigan. And that was during COVID. And Michigan was one of the highest rates of COVID in the state. And I'm like, God, you sure you want me to do that? And because the reason I had to go get him, because he wasn't doing well. Every time I talked to him, he was falling or he was tripping and or falling down, not tripping in the mind, which was doing that too, but he was tripping. And I wanted to know what was going on. So the last time I spoke to him, he said he tripped and almost busted his chin on the windowsill, and he lives on the 7th floor. And I'm wondering what is going on. So I went up to see what my brother was doing, and I went up I had in my mind that my brother was leaving Michigan. He didn't know he was leaving Michigan, but I had a rubber bat, and I had me some string in the car, and I was going to tell him we was going to the store, and just pack your little suitcase, and I will pack your suitcase, and because you can't be up here by yourself, because he didn't live up there no more by himself. It was only him. And me and my brother, we never really spent a whole lot of time together because he was 6 years older than me. So when I was in junior high school, he was already married and having kids, and he told me that he wanted to make sure that I was man enough to take care of my 2 sisters and my mom. And I did that to the very best that I could. And so I got him. And so I decided to go ahead on and go. I bought me a ticket. I didn't have the money for the ticket, but I bought me a ticket anyway. And I'm still questioning, God, do you really want me to do this? And it wasn't until I was 37,000 feet in the air above the clouds, and God says, Dale, I got you, baby. I got you, And I went up there and I got my brother, and I seen him, and I did everything I could to keep from breaking down because he had deteriorated so bad. And I brought him home, and I had to drive from Michigan, and I had cataracts, and I shouldn't have been on the road, and it was thundering like crazy. But God said, go get my baby. And that's what I did. And I stopped by and got my brother in Cincinnati because I wanted him to ride with me. And the 3 of us, we never got a chance to spend time no more than at a funeral or a family reunion. We never really got a chance to spend time with just us. So I got my brother Earl, and we drove down here. And when we got down to Atlanta, I made him comfortable, and my brother fell again. And I said, now, if you're not feeling any better in about an hour, I'm going to take you to the hospital. And he was still complaining about how he was hurt. And so I took him to the hospital. When I took him to the hospital, I was telling him that I don't know what's going on. And he just came down from Michigan, and I need to know what's going on with my brother. I need y'all to tell me what's going on because he's not talking to me. And I know there's more than what he's discussing. Because men has been taught where, you don't let them see you cry, and, you got to be all hard and all this and all that. And that's why we have such sad living conditions. That's why we don't go to the doctor, because of what society has told us we need to be like, And so they did an MRI, and when they did the MRI, they found out that they found a mass on the right lung. And when they did, after they doing the MRI, they said that the cancer in the right lung had metastasized to the left lung, when the cancer had gotten into his hips and his spinal cord. So we brought him home, and I got a chance to. And what I like about science of mine was that you have taught me to look beyond the condition. Everything works by cause and effect. That in cause, in spirit, there is no sickness, there is no male, there is no female, there is no disease. The spirit is energy, and energy always is, always was, and always will be. It's always moving. It doesn't stagnate, because we know what stagnate water do. Things stop growing in stagnated water. And I got him home, and I made him as comfortable as I could, and I was his caregiver. And I didn't know it was as hard, but I was willing to do whatever it was, because I was on a mission from God. Because God was the one who told me to go get him. And there was things that I had to do that I didn't like doing. Lifting that man up, with sciatica, and my neighbors showed up. My neighbors didn't speak to me the whole time I was there, but when my brother got there, automatically they just came over and started speaking to me. That's God. They didn't bring me no welcoming pie or no welcoming cake when I moved in the neighborhood or nothing. But when I needed them, they were there. Every time I needed them, they were there. And I remember some days being in the kitchen, and I would have Stevie Wonder on, or the Whispers of the Stylistics, or Marvin Gaye, and I'd be in the kitchen just shaking and shimmying and carrying on. And I would look over and see my brother, and even in his pain, he would sit over there and he started shaking his head, and he started moving and let me know that he was happy. He knew that his time in the physical body wasn't going to be here long. But I got a chance to make him laugh. I got a chance to feed him. I got a chance to love him. I got a chance to take him around Atlanta and show him where Martin Luther King grew up, and where Coretta Scott King and Dr. King and the Ebenezer Baptist Church, and take him to Beautifuls and Big Daddies and different places. Got a chance to show him some things out of love. You don't have to pay for it. All you have to do is just wake up and be here, because this has always been here for you. So the second time he fell, and I took him because he hit his head on the bathtub, and I lost my uncle. He died from hitting his head on the sink, falling in the bathroom, and nobody knew he was in there. So that sort of spooked me when he did that. So I had to take him back to the hospital a second time. And the second time I took him back to the hospital was the last time that I saw him, because he got COVID. But I'm glad today that I listened to God. To go get my brother so he wouldn't die alone. And my oldest brother, around Christmas time, he has a pacemaker. He's just had a stroke up in Cincinnati. And now my voice is telling me that I need to go see about my brother. Because this is a man who has been he's been the most loving, kind individual I've ever seen in my life. He helped the kids, he helped the seniors, he's singing the choir, he's a deacon, he bowls 300s often, and he let you know that by going in and showing you all his trophies, sitting over there next to his Harley motorcycle. And after 49 years of marriage, he lost his wife. And not only did he have a stroke, but he's now 80% blind in his right eye. And his girlfriend called me, who he ain't supposed to have a girlfriend according to his granddaughters. Y'all know how y'all is, right? They don't need nobody. Well, you got somebody, and she calls me and tells me that he's sitting in the room crying in the dark, saying that he's not the man that he used to be. And I immediately jumped in my car and I went up there to see about my brother. And when I got there, he says, "Did you come up here to uproot me?" I says, "No, sir, I'm not up here to uproot you. I'm up here to let you know that you have choices. Because I also didn't tell you that you're living in a house where there's mold, and the mold has been in there for 2 years, and I believe the mold has something to do with the stroke. Because mold works on your body. It's not good for your lungs. It's not good. It's not good for your memory. It's not good for you, period. You know, and I asked him, I'm like, well, what are you going to do if you have to get out of here? He says, I don't know. I says, well, I know. And I left it like that. And I came home and I found out that I was, the home that I was renting, I'd been there for 9 years, never late one time. And I got a letter that says I need to be evicted in 60 days because they just sold the property. So that was the reward of 9 months of paying your bills on time. But the message in it was that it was time for me to move on. See, I can't go forward looking back. I have to move forward. And when I look, it's like driving. You don't drive through the rear view mirror. If you're driving, looking in the rear view mirror, please let me know so that I can pull over to the side so I can get where I'm going. You know, so I know today that I've made a choice. You know, here was someone that I didn't think that I could get a house. You know, because I went through some bad investments and a lot of money and stuff was taken, and I'm like, but it ain't over till it's over, what I was told. It ain't over till it's over. And that's what I like about this teaching. See, we have the power to speak life, speak health, speak wealth, speak happiness. And it's all about truth. It's all about power. And we're talking about a power that the universe has signed off on. Whew. We're talking about a power that is so massive that it is beyond human comprehension. Our mind can't conceive it, but it's in every cell of our body. And I need to recognize that today. So that's what the only thing that I'm gonna miss about being down here is that the last time I was up there and I was going, that Sunday morning I was going to service because there is a CSL about 15 minutes from where I live, and I opened up the door and I seen 6 inches of snow and I couldn't even find my car. I'm like, oh my God, is this what I'm coming to? I'm gonna have to give up my shorts for some long johns. I said, oh, but a thing a man has to do. But my parents does the same thing. You know what a parent has to do? They would do anything for their child. They would do anything for their child. And I'm so grateful, man, to know that science of mind has taught me how to be happy, how to be true, how to be complete. I'm so grateful to know that today. I'm so grateful to know that I serve a God that is loving, that is caring, that is not a hypocrite, that is not a phony, does not believe in racism, does not believe in separation, but is energy and is always moving. So I understand today that I am the attitude of God, and I am the body of God, and I am the nature of God, that I am in the sky, I am in the sun, I am in the moon, I am in the rain, I am in the sand on every beach, I'm in the grass that grows out of the ground and the animals eat the grass from the ground. I am in the animals who swim in the sea, and the sea is in me. I am in the whale, I am in the dolphin, I am in the shark. I know today that I am a drop from the ocean that has the mighty ocean in my drop, that if you take a drop of water from the ocean and put it under a microscope, every quality that you see in the massive ocean, you'll see in that drop. So I'm not the ocean, but I have the ocean in my drop. That I'm not God. God is all of me, and I'm some part of God. So everywhere God is, I am. And I love science of mind because science of mind is set up where when I speak my word, the creative medium or the subconscious is there to give me what it is that I asked for, but it can only give it to me at the level of my consciousness and my awareness. So this is the place where I wake up and understand that it's all mine. But God will not force his goodness on me. So I have to wake up to the truth of what it is that I want and who I am and whose I am. And I know that as long as I keep my eye on the prize, that I'm never lost. So I don't walk blind today. It's not about what you think of me. It's about what I think of myself, because what you think of, what another person think about you ain't your business. I'm here because the universe has ordained me to be here. This is one of the things I had on my bucket list. I never thought that I would be able to get up and do something like this. 2 years ago, I refused. Now, I would sing back there in the choir, and I'm used to doing things back there out of the camera sight because I know how picky I know how picky I am. I ain't gonna put it on y'all. I know how picky I am. So I say, I don't think I'm ready for all that. That's just way too much. But y'all say, you going up there because you have a story too. And we all have a story. We all have a book within us. We read so many other books trying to hear what somebody else say. But when was the last time you stopped and you went inside and hear what you were saying? What the little Dale or the little Debbie or the little Ann was saying? Because that's what I'm recovering from. I'm recovering from not paying attention and not allowing my true self to be me, because there's so many things that society says I must do to be a person. But God did not create hell. Man created that out of ignorance. And he will have to stop it in order for it to go away, because it really doesn't exist. It's a figment of his imagination. It's an illusion. Isn't that wonderful to know that we serve a God that there is no opposition? Ernest Holmes, when he says the power of the word, he says we're dealing with intelligence, so we must deal with it intelligently. That this word cannot be misplaced, it cannot be denied, it cannot be reversed, it cannot be overwritten. It is here to do what it is here to do. And that truth is in our hearts, it's in our soul, it's in our mind, it's in our body, it's all over us. And when I go back to subconsciousness and how beautiful the subconsciousness is, the subconsciousness to me and you is just like the soil to the seed that the planter puts into the ground. That soil is there to make sure that seed get everything it needs in order for it to manifest. The universe is here to give you everything you need. It's here to give you more gifts beyond your dreams. But are you ready for it? Because too much is given, much is required. Freedom ain't free, but it is free. And who can't afford free? We go to Walmart. I go to Walmart so much, I don't even call it Walmart no more. I say Wally World. Because I go in there and I just get lost. I go in there, I'm supposed to be going in there to get 2 or 3 things, and I got a buggy, and then after they ring it up, I'm like, oh my God, I don't need all that stuff. Where did it come from? But it's wonderful to do that, y'all, because I come from a place where I didn't have a pot to urine in and a window to throw it out of. And today I'm buying a home in another state. 3 beautiful dogs. And one thing I love about my dogs is that my dogs teach me how to keep my eyes on the prize. If I can look at God the way my dogs look at me, honey, I would never, ever be lost. Because every 2 or 3 minutes, they come in here checking on me to make sure, are you still here? And that's what I need to do to God. God, are you still? Because I know he is. It's not a he. I know God is. God is everywhere. I got a sign up on my door that says, God, help me to be the person my dogs think I am. And I am. See, what I like about science of mind, the beautiful part about science of mind is it is the study of the nature of law, governed and directed by thought, spiritually conscious that we live in a spiritual world where God is in, around, and through us all. Yeah. So if the universe responds to my thoughts, then what I tell myself is where I take myself. My thoughts create my reality. I decide on if this is going to be a good day or a bad day. Because I found out that people don't make me mad. I make myself mad. You may be the cause of me being mad, but you ain't even the cause of me being mad. I'm mad because you have made me do some work. I got to do some work now because you done showed up, because you done triggered some stuff. And now I need to know where this trigger is coming from because I don't even know you and you ain't that important. But I'm feeling like, oh my God, where'd you come from? Yeah. So the joy is going on the inside, working on the inside, because until the inside is free, my mind won't be free. Until the inside is free, where I live won't be free. Won't nothing be happy because I'm not working on happiness. See, when I'm working on happiness, I think Einstein says one person can't occupy, two people can't occupy the same space. So I'm either working on happiness or I'm not. It's like trying to smile and frown at the same time. It don't work. And I understand today that the same energy that causes the problem can't solve the problem. So that's why I need science of mind, because it gives me clarity on who I am and whose I am and the direction. You know, what I like about the divine intelligence, that divine intelligence is infinite and is eternal. It always is, always was, always will be, and never can be destroyed. So we're dealing with a universal power that holds up the constellations, that holds up the universe. You know, it's no coincidence that 97% of my DNA is in the Milky Way. When we talk about oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur, those are the same things in me. There's no coincidence that the Milky Way, how far it is away from us, and we way over here, that we have something in common. But we have a universal energy that encompasses all of it. And that energy is in us. Oh, I'm so grateful today to just know that God is all there is. That I don't need anything outside of God. But I need to have my own understanding, and I need to have my understanding, my own knowing that this is enough just the way it is. So I'm grateful for the founders of New Thought, because New Thought ain't really New Thought, because New Thought is a conglomeration of all the other teachings, Hindu and Sanskrit, Muslim, Buddhist. We're all that. Because there's only one truth and there's only one God. And I'm grateful for the mystics and the strives that has come back. And the difference between a mystic and a psychic is that what a mystic will tell you anywhere they're at, they're pretty much, their description of this connection with this internal power is very similar, where the psychic, you can be all over the place. No two psychics are really the same. You know, they will say something, but it's not the same. It's a little contradictory in there. Whereas when you look at Buddha, when you look at the Christ, you know, and I like Ernest Holmes, because Ernest Holmes, he got a lot of his teaching out of the Bible. And I'm not mad at the Bible, because BIBLE stands for basic instructions before leaving earth. It's just some information to help you along the way. Just like all the other books, give it a chance, because spirit recognizes spirit. And what I like about the master teacher Christ is that he showed us how spirituality and humanity works. Yes. And he told us that I've did great things, but you shall do even greater things than me. See, then this teaching, we speak life into people. They get to see our joy. They get to see our light. There is no darkness. Darkness is just the absence of light. They get to see our light. And they get inquisitive and want to know. And we there, because I be waiting on them to ask me, what's going on? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I thought you never asked. You know what I'm saying? And then we go into a beautiful conversation about some substance. We're talking about some love and some happiness and some peace. Not no confusion. Not what's going on in Washington, D.C. and all these other places. You know, Earth is responding. Mother Earth is a living entity. And she's basically spitting up all the junk we done put in her. Not that it's right or wrong, that's not my call. But I know that a living entity has to purify itself in order to keep on living. When we eat, we have to go to the bathroom. If not, something's gonna happen. You know, when you drink water, you have to let it out. You know, so it's so important that I understand today that in this teaching, everything that I desire is here. Everything I desire is here. Oh, I serve a God that is loving, that loves me so much, that loves you so much. And I'm grateful to know that today. I'm grateful to know that when Jesus Christ, when he looked at the blind and asked him to get up, when the lady was issuing with the 12 years of blood, had been all around the country trying to find out, talking to different doctors and taking all kind of remedies to try to find out what it was. And she heard that the Messiah was coming to a city near her, and she made it her business to get there and stand in the front line so that when the Messiah walked around, she reached out and she touched his hem of his garment, and he turned around. He says, my love, it is your faith that shall heal you. So we're not serving we don't serve a sky God here. We don't serve a God that might work, that's homophobic, that's angry. You know, because we used to have this picture of God sitting up on our shelf, and he looked like he was having a hangover, and he looked like he didn't want to be bothered. I'm like, ooh, I don't think I want to bother him, but I don't know. You know, he might find out my tea, and I must have been 1,000 years in hell. You know, and I'm like, no. I'm so grateful that I'm not serving somebody like that, Sam. I'm so glad today that I'm free. I'm as free as I want to be. But that freedom has to come from the inside. And that freedom is ordained by the universe. Yes, yes. God, Ernest Holmes says there's one life. That life is perfect. That life is God's life. That life is my life now. Our life is just the way it's supposed to be. The universe is not out to get us. The universe is not out to get us. But we've had so much misinformation downloaded in our computer that it needs to be defragged. We got a lot of toxic stuff going on. And that's and I said earlier, my thoughts create our reality. So a lot of times, Joe Dispenza says, we think 70,000 thoughts a day. 80,000 of those, we think 80,000 thoughts a day. 80% of those thoughts are negative. 95% of those thoughts are the same ones we had yesterday. So we got some work to do. Yeah. We got some waking up to do. If you want to. If not, you can stay where you're at. And that's nobody's fault but yours. That's what I like about this teaching. We talk about the truth. And science backs up this teaching. And this teaching is for everybody. You know? So I'm so grateful today, y'all. I'm just gonna say thank you for allowing me to be here. I thank the universe for allowing me to find Science of Mind. I want to thank all those that had anything to do with New Thought. I want to thank you for keeping these doors open and keeping these lights on and having a place for us to come and talk about living instead of dying, to be able to love one another. You get some of that good food y'all always have back there on that table. And the beautiful smiles and the beautiful hugs that I get here. I thank you so much. I love you so much. So I'm going to ask that you get quiet one more time so we can just thank you. I ask you to close your eyes and know that it's been a wonder, it's been a pleasure once again to be able to do the will of God, to know that the divine intelligence, that which created all life, is still working and is on my side. It is in my heartbeat. It is in my eyes. It's in my breathing. It's all over me. I choose to bathe today in the love of that which created all things, who understands every action, every feeling, and every thought. That supplies my needs over and over and over again. That keeps me alive, that guides me down the path of righteousness. Oh, I love this teaching, and I love this way. And if you agree with me, let us say together, and so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
Well, we have kind of a sing-along song this morning. And I want to welcome my surprise friends, Eddie and Jerry Lynn. Eddie is from Minnesota. I don't know what you're doing here, but welcome. You just teleported right in, didn't you? This is a song by Bob Sima. And if you want to clap along, if you want to sing along, I invite you to do so. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. Can't turn down the darkness, can you? But you can turn up the light inside. You can't hurt away hurt, can't hate away hate, but you can heal the divide. So come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. 'Cause hurt people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. How many generations passed this on? How long have we felt this pain? How many more hearts gotta ache before we decide to break this chain? So come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. 'Cause hurt people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. All right, you guys are way too quiet. Show them how to clap, honey. I don't think they know. Show them. I can't raise my hands. So we're going to do it. Oh, there. Thank you. It's a rainy day. I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you got out of bed and got here. Thank you. That's sounding better. You can sing along with us. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to talk about help people. Hurt people, hurt people. Help people, help people. Help people, heal people. Heal people, heal people. How about bless people? Hurt people, hurt people. Bless people, bless people. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. And love people. Let people hurt people. Love people, love people. Love people, heal people. Heal people, heal people. I can see it in the old man's eyes. I can see it in the young girl's smile. I can see it coming through the pain. It's coming right down like a hurricane. All right, I'm gonna get quiet and I'm gonna listen to y'all sing, okay? Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Let's do it one more time. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. How many generations passed this on? How long have we felt this pain? How many more hearts gonna break before we decide to break this chain? Ain't that the truth? And so it is.
That was terrific.
Thank you.
And my goodness, Dale Williams. Oh my. He's coming back. I've already confirmed it. And Cynthia,
Yeah.
what I love your song, the song that you do that you wrote yourself. The first one you did, spectacular. We need her to sing that all the time, right? And this last one was great fun.
It was a fun song.
It was great. So
It's
what?
the truth.
It is the truth. So today we're all in a giving mood, right? So this morning we're going to talk about our conscious giving. And what I'd like to do is give you a little idea of what conscious giving is really all about. It's time for our conscious giving part of the service. Money is a spiritual activity. Did you all ever think about that? Dr. Holmes says in Science of Mind, it is only when we allow the divine current to flow through us, in and out, we really express life. The law of giving and receiving is definite. It all helps us keep the lights on, as Dale said, and keeps us all here, keeps Marcia running the computer. Hooray, hooray. So that's what this is all about. There are many ways you can choose to participate with us at this time. Traditional ways to place cash or a check in the envelope you've been provided. If you need an envelope, please raise your hand at this time. Ronnie will be happy to help you. If you would prefer to make an electronic donation, there are two ways that you can participate. One way is to donate with the information that's found on the back page of your bulletin. This information is also being placed in the chat window for our online viewers. The second way is to donate through your online Breeze account. Whichever way you participate, we invite you to join us in the following moment as one consciousness for prosperity as the collection plate is circulating. If you've donated electronically, please join us in this physical moment by placing the online giving card in the plate as it circulates. We thank you for your ongoing, generous support of our community. Your contributions indeed bless and benefit our ever-increasing numbers of people with love and light. And we are grateful for your conscious participation and support. Ronnie will be going among you and passing the plate. Let us read together the conscious giving affirmation. Freely and joyfully, I give with a feeling of abundance, knowing that my gift blesses others as well as myself.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful. I am so blessed.
And together we say, I am grateful for the divine givingness circulating abundantly through my life and our community and our world. Now we want to make some announcements. First of all, Ursula, would you stand? Ursula. Yay, Ursula. Last Sunday, we had a packed house in here, and Ursula did a vision board afternoon with us that was just fabulous. All of you who attended, give her a hand, and all of you that are going to attend the next one, give her a hand. Thank you, Ursula. We just had a great time. And if you look on our Facebook page, you'll see lots of great pictures of everything. Lots of people did some wonderful, wonderful vision boards for us, so for themselves. So if you haven't had the chance to ever go to a vision board, afternoon, day, whatever it is, please see Ursula, and we hopefully will have her do one for us again in the future. Next week, Divine Dorothea will be our speaker. Yay, Dorothea, yay. And if you've never been to one of Dorothea's events with us, please come next week. She is not to be missed. The week after that, we have a very special event. And Cynthia, you want to speak on John Stringer?
Yes, our brother, John Stringer, who is a teacher, a channel, a songwriter, a musician, is going to do the service for us. You don't want to miss it. It will be spectacular, I am sure. Yes, many of you have seen him before. I don't have to tell you, you know. So don't miss it.
Yes, don't miss it. He's a chart-winning,
Award-winning, Posy award-winning.
He's fabulous.
Billboard charting.
Chart topping. And Ronnie's, we'll choose that today, decide on that today. We'll announce next week the next goodies that are coming our way. All right. Thank you so much. I'd like to have Dale come up and give our closing affirmation, if you would please. And after that, we will all circle and hold hands and sing the peace song together.
Okay, good idea.
Okay, family, I will just, testing.
Oh, there you are.
Okay. All right. Affirmative prayer. Let's close our eyes. Thank you for this moment that we've had together. Thank you for your assurance. Thank you for the word that we needed to feed it the soul. But we know that you're within every step that we take, that you're in every heartbeat, that you are in every way with us. Stay with us, for we're everything with you and nothing without you. I'm so grateful and grateful and grateful that we are here and that we have found an answer and that our soul is happy. Our soul is home. Let us carry this love to those who don't know this, because too much is given, much is required. Thank you for the money that was given. Thank you for the service. Thank you for the energy that's here and that's always here. And if you agree, let us say together, and so it
And
is.
so it is. And now for our closing affirmation. We go forth today knowing that we are God's blessing in the world. Only good goes from us. Only good comes to us. And so it is. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And so it is.
Good job. You're so confused. She's so confused. That's all right, Connie. We'll get it. Even the universe loves you. That's right. Always. That's a 24-hour.